Good evening. Well, I'm sure you can see me. I can't see any of you. This is a really bright light. So it's my pleasure to be here with you tonight at the start of the 2009 academic year. This kickoff event is always a special event for us. It's the first time that we get to officially welcome back our returning students for their second year. I've talked to a number of you and have heard about a number of great internship opportunities. So welcome back. The first year students, we've had a number of welcomes so far, and it's great to see you again tonight, and it's good to hear that you're off to a great start. Now, tonight we have all of our graduate students represented at this event. So that's our PhD students and all of our master students, our full-time MBA students, our flex-time MBA students, our flex-mode MBA students, and our Masters of Computational Finance students. So welcome to all of you. Now, I do want to say that for a number of years, we didn't have all of you together. But we do think of this as being a community that's closely knit and that benefits from interactions across the students in the different programs. And that's why we've decided to have this event include everybody. And I think everything we do is designed to be more inclusive of all of our students. I'd also like to extend a special welcome to the spouses, families, partners of our students that are with us tonight. Now, I want to thank all of them, all of the partners and spouses in advance for all the support that I know you'll be providing our students over their time in the program here. You can never underestimate the importance of your support for their success, and we greatly appreciate it. I also encourage all of you to get involved with the school. Our approach is to really take over the lives of your spouses and significant others. But we want to be inclusive of you too as we do that. So get involved, go to the activities, feel comfortable being part of our environment and part of our community. Now, no matter what program you're in, you're assured of an experience here that will be nothing but transformational. You're the essence of what this school stands for. In you, we see the potential for leadership, for team orientation, and for a standard of ethical conduct and collaboration that no other group of people could meet. So we think you'll be able to leverage your talents in ways that you will have a meaningful contribution and make a meaningful difference to all the organizations that you join. So I'd like to thank you in advance for your commitment. None of our programs are easy. And if they were, we wouldn't have the global reputation that we do for excellence. Our reputation depends on your success. So to us, it's very important that we give you everything that we can to be successful. Our jobs are to prepare your minds for success. We believe that success is not an accident, that business is a meritocracy. So if you're going to be one of the best and you're going to be successful, you have to be really good at what you do, and our job is to provide you with the best education that we can. We hope that you'll have a curious mind, that you'll have a passion for learning, and that you'll embrace the joy of knowledge. If you do that, you'll be the best people in the world to teach, and the faculty will become the best professors you could ever have in the world. It's amazing how much a difference it makes to have an interested, engaged class. So we hope that you'll do your part in making this one of the best experiences that you could ever have. So you'll get a world-class education, and you'll leave here, and you'll be prepared to make a difference in the world. You'll be amazed at how much you learn and how much you accomplish in such a short period of time. Now I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, who is a good example of all the things that I just talked about. Mark Onetto is the Senior Vice President of Worldwide Operations for Amazon.com. Mark earned his BS degree in economics from the University of Lyon in France. He has a master's degree in engineering and earned his MBA from Carnegie Mellon in 1975. Prior to joining Amazon, Mark was an executive vice president of worldwide operations at Selectron, a $10 billion global provider of electronics manufacturing and integrated supply chain services. He joined Selectron after a 15-year career at GE, where he held several leading senior positions at GE Medical Systems, including head of global supply chain and operations, global quality, and global process engineering. Mark was one of the GE Six Sigma pioneers and spearheaded the quality culture transformation across GE Medical Systems. Prior to GE, Mark was with Exxon Corporation for 12 years in the company's operations, information systems, product trading, and finance areas. Mark has just been awarded a French decoration called the National Order of Merit. It recognizes his contribution to French and American economic collaboration, including the scholarship that Mark has provided and created at the Tepper School. In 2002, Mark was named the French-American Executive of the Year by Chicago's French-American Chapter of Commerce. He's also a member of the Tepper School Business Board of Advisors. Now, Mark's been a model alum and an example that I hope all of you will follow. Now, some of his examples include, in addition to being on our Business Board of Advisors, providing the money for the Mark and Sally Onetto Graduate Fellowship, securing Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos as the keynote speaker for Tepper's 2008 graduation ceremony, hosting Tepper alumni receptions and dinners in Seattle, meeting with and hosting dinners for Tepper students in Pittsburgh, obtaining funding from Amazon for project courses and case competitions. I'm only halfway through the list. He solicited annual fund gifts from Tepper alumni employed at Amazon and achieved 65% participation from Amazon employees. He took a flight last night from Seattle to Chicago, and then an early flight this morning, which was delayed a couple hours, from Chicago to Pittsburgh, in order to be here today for a photo shoot, a video interview, and tonight's keynote address. Now, if none of that resonated with you, I'm sure this will. Amazon made 25 offers to our master students in 2009. 13 full-time, 12 interns, increasing the number of intern offers after what some call my desperate letter to alums asking for jobs. In total, Amazon has made 88 offers over the last 5 years, an increase from 13 in the beginning to 25 last year. Now, if that's not enough, Mark didn't only solicit jobs from Amazon. He also got his daughter, who works, I can't remember the company, but he got his daughter to offer an internship to one of our students as well. So, way to go, Mark. Please join me in welcoming Marco Netto as our keynote speaker.
As usual, they always give you the nice side, you know, the bit of the BS side. The real reason that I came is because he's inviting me for dinner tonight. They told me, finally, after all these years, there is a decent restaurant in Pittsburgh. That's the real reason I'm here. Seriously, the fact that Amazon is hiring quite a large number of TEPA students is really because of the quality of the education that you are receiving here. Has nothing to do really with me, has to do with you, and has to do, of course, with the school. There is a real great fit between what Amazon is and what TEPA graduates are. And that's the reason why we are hiring many students from TEPA. And that's why they are successful in Amazon. And that's also why they give money back, not because I'm forcing them to give money back. So why is Amazon so interested by TEPA graduates? Well, I guess the first and main reason is that in the world where we are, the world of e-retail, the world of the new economy, information and data is essential. We live with that. We have so many data. And so we need people that base business decision on data, on analysis, not on hints, not on long dissertation, on math, right? And if there is one school that knows how to train the students to do that, it's here. It was here when I was there many years ago, you know now, 75, imagine, that's like antiquity. And it hasn't changed. That's the strength of this place. That's what you are enjoying. The second reason is that this school is a hard-working school. The dean was evocating that life for the significant others, the spouses, is going to be tough because we work hard here. In fact, I'm still trying to understand why, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I remember that in 1973, after 1 week in school, I was 1 month late. With all my analytics, I never completely figured that one out. But that's how you feel here. We work very hard. We're modest, we try, right? And by the way, that's very much what we are at Amazon. We're very modest, we work hard, and we don't think we know. We search all the time. We reinvent all the time. Very much in line with the spirit of this school. In fact, one of the things that Jeff Bezos, our CEO, says, which I think is fundamental in business, is the bigger we become, the more modest we should be. And that's very much what TEPA is. It's a modest school. Not modest in our ambitions, not modest in our intelligence, modest in the way we deal with the world. We know there are always people out there that want more, that can do more, and we compete. And then, of course, the The world now has changed. Some of the most famous business leaders in the world are like us. You remember in the old days, my days, I'm sure perhaps your days, some other school used to consider us and call us geeks. We're very proud to be geeks. Guess what? You know the biggest geek I know? It's my boss, Jeff Bezos. And across the lake, we have another geek in Seattle. You perhaps have heard about him, called Bill Gates. Right? So we kind of think that nowadays, the geeks are in charge. And that's what we are. We are geeks, but we are proud geeks. Or let's say we know real value. We know what is the reason why things happen. We make business a science, not a guess. So that's a tremendous competitive advantage. Remember that. Remember that in the tough nights when you're around. I remember it was tough because at the time we didn't even have computers, imagine, so we were doing everything by calculators. But I know for you it's tougher because there is so many more things now. But remember in the long evenings where you are on the latest statistical problem or whatever, that's the strength of what you're learning. Never lose it. Now, and by the way, it's also something which lasts. As I said, you all know that I'm a 75 guy, so you can calculate because you're all very analytics. Okay, so clearly I must be in my late 50s, somewhere around there, right? Now, that's a challenge when you work for Amazon. Everybody is like 25 years old in that company. My boss is 17 years younger than me. You can look at the website and look at the guys who are on the website and see all the names of my colleagues that report directly to Jeff, and you'll see that I'm older than every one of them, right? By more than 10 years. So how do I make it, I'm close to senility, and I'm still with these guys. Well, it's because what I learned here. Because what I learned here lasts. What I learned here is science applied to business. And nowadays, that's what we do at Amazon all the time. And I can be there. Now, it doesn't mean I understand everything they do, but I can still ask the right questions. And even sometimes, I can still guide them. I can contribute because of what I learned 34 years ago here. Unbelievable. The same will happen to you. What you're learning is not the latest fad, the fashion, the thing that is going to be in the books for 2 years and then disappear in the sunset. What you're learning is the fundamentals, and those have never changed. And that's what's happening to me. That's why I can be a contributing senior vice president at Amazon.com. But I learned more than just science here. I learned another thing which is essential in the life of business. I learned how to play by the rules. I remember a teacher, who I believe is unfortunately passed away. But he was on a mission with us. He was going to make us honest guys. Right? He was going to teach us that there is no gray zone. There is only white. And as soon as it's gray, it's black. Don't cheat. That's what I learned here with Professor Thomas Kehr. That was quite something. And then later in my career, another guy reminded me that. He was my boss at the time. He's kind of known. His name is Jack Welch. And Jack repeated what Thomas Kehr had told me when I was 25. And the way Jack said it is, yeah, we want to be world champion, but we want to be Carl Lewis, not Ben Johnson. That's what I learned at Carnegie Mellon. Don't forget that when you compete out there. And then the second thing I learned, once you know that you have to play by the book, is understand the rules, understand the details, understand the metrics by which you're judged. And that's management accounting. Another thing that, from a French engineer, was kind of a strange thing to learn. I thought it was just additions and subtractions, you know? But it was fundamental. It is the fundamental of how the world will assess your performance. You better understand that. So, for those of you who haven't yet taken all the management accounting course, please do. At the time, the teacher who was teaching us, his name was Kaplan, Robert Kaplan. He became the dean after, so you see accounting can lead you to great things. And then he went to a business school somewhere in Boston on a river, the Charles something river. I don't know, I mean, I understand he's the chair of accounting there. I feel sorry because I understand the students there are not very analytical, so they can't understand what he's teaching. So that's what this place will teach you. Then after that, it's your game. After that, you got to use what you've learned. And given that you've learned some really good stuff here, you have no excuse. So the first thing I want you to remember is use what you've learned for good things, for what I would call creating value. You see, that's what we are, businessmen. We are not about making money. We are not about making the number for the next quarter at Wall Street. We are about creating value. Now, people ask me today, what's the secret, Amazon? You guys don't understand. We're in the middle of a world crisis. You're in retail. The whole thing is supposed to go south, and you're growing at 25%. You guys are nuts, right? Either you cheat. I say, no, I swear we don't cheat. Or you've got a secret recipe. You've got some magic potion that you give to your people. I say we have only one, and it's not secret. The reason why Amazon is such a successful company today is because of what Jeff Bezos has created, which is at the same time our vision, our culture, and also our business plan. And we call it customer centricity. Everything we do for the customer first. And then it will become good business. But that's the start. You remember that course where we go, the three stakeholders in business, the customer, the employee, the shareholders. At Amazon, we know who's the chicken and who's the eggs. We know it starts from the customer. The customers define value. That's what we are about as businessmen. Never forget that. Don't make it just a slogan, the thing you say when you speak publicly. Do it as part of your business plan. Now, it's not very smart in our case because, the internet, there is a problem with internet. Information becomes available to everybody. So it's very tough to sell a product which is average, right? You better have the best product because if your thing doesn't work, it's going to be known very fast. So in the world of information technology, in the world of the internet, excellence is absolute. Excellence defined by the customer. There is no other way to succeed. But there is another way to explain this because it's not easy what I'm saying. And the best way I can explain that to you, and I hope you remember that, is Jeff Bezos took some decisions for our company which were highly criticized and very, let's say, revolutionary. One of the famous ones was when we began to post on our website the customer rating for the products we sold. And of course, there are all sorts of ratings there. There are good ratings and bad ratings. And of course, average products get a lot of bad ratings. And so one day, Jeff received a phone call from somebody that will remain unnamed, but let's say a CEO of a very important supplier of ours, of a big OEM company making beautiful products, and tell Jeff, you don't understand, you're selling stuff, right? You're not supposed to post the stuff where they say this product is crap. Right? You can't do that, it doesn't work. I mean, you can't sell doing that. Jeff's reply was, no, you don't understand. I don't sell. I help my customers buy what they need. Customer-centric thinking. That's what I would like you to remember on how you make business successful nowadays. Not the other ways, not the bubble stuff, the real stuff, the value creation stuff. So, but with the education you get here, it's not that tough. It makes sense. You can, through the analytics, understand what the customer expects from you. You can measure very well how you're performing, and then you can improve. So that's my little advice as far as business life is concerned. Now, a few more words about your life. As the dean said, this is a great place. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be enriched by what you do here. But then, of course, the rule is to give back. Right? That's the responsibility you get by getting that kind of education. You can't just keep it for yourself. So, of course, you're going to give back to your family. You're going to give back to your community. And then you're going to give back to this school. And that's what I modestly try to do, because this is thanks to what you learn here that you're going to succeed, that you're going to create value, and you give some of that value back to this school. And by the way, it's quite fun. It's exciting to give back. I had some great time. I am fortunate enough, as the dean said, to have been able to finance a scholarship here for students coming from Europe. And I've met some wonderful people thanks to that. And I felt that I contributed. But let me tell you a little more about the system here, which I think is a very important system. The reason why it works is because we, the students, and then the alumni, we give back. Oh yeah, by the way, remember one thing. Your students for 2 years, sometimes 3 or 4, depending which program you do, but your alumni for life. So it's just the beginning. And then that life of alumni, you have to give back to the school. The secret of this system here, I think, is very important, and it's there, is the fact that we give money to our school. You see, I've lived on both sides of the Atlantic, and I understand the difference between the world of free education in my country, for example, my native country. But of course, education is not free. It means paid by the state, paid by other people for you. Now, in America, we have a system of ownership for education, which means first that us, when we're students, we pay. We don't pay enough to finance the whole thing. I know, I belong to the board. I can see that every 6 months when the dean shows me the number. But then us, as alumnus, we have to pay the rest. The advantage of this system is that instead of a bureaucrat taking your money as a form of tax and redistributing it to universities, you choose where your money goes, you choose what happens with it. That makes an enormous difference. But of course, the system only works if we give. And that's what you'll have to do. So remember that. Remember that there is a little more than just the tuition and fees. There is what you can contribute later to maintain the system of excellence in education and meritocracy. Remember that. So let me conclude. Let me conclude by saying that I hope you enjoy your 2 years here. I know you're going to work very hard, but you can have fun too. Right? It's a little easier in second year. I was only 2 weeks late after the first week of second year.